Hey everybody, YouTube, Facebook, all my buddies out there. I am coming to you to answer some questions that came across on one of the videos, to answer some concerns like people always asking about how do we do family vacation. So let me go back a bit. Let me start off with our village is already was small, from a family of all girls, and our mother, being a single parent, of course, she kept a tight grip on us to try to keep us from the streets and the things that were out there. So with that being said, she kind of built an inner community with us. So we've been our own everything all of our life. We played together, stayed together, period. Even when we played outside, we always had enough people to play the game that we was gonna play. So whether it was double dutch, whether it was jacks, whether it was, rubber band, rope. Yeah, I know some of y'all did that, but we always had enough people. So she kind of built a little tight community that I don't know if she knew what she was doing, but let's just say she did it. So she did it, and we've always stayed close, and we've always had family fun, and we've done intimate family things all of our life because we couldn't have sleepovers, we couldn't have people to sleep in, and we couldn't sleep out, so we always had each other. With that being said, so after Mom passed in 2018, I think our vacations got a little more hyper because, first of all, we didn't have her anymore, so she was not a part of our vacations anymore. And we didn't have to rush back to see about her if she was still here. So that was another thing. So our trips have gotten a little more amped over this last 5 years. So yeah, people always ask like how we vacation together. So first of all, we vacation together because we've always been together. That's just bottom line. We've always been together, so we're okay with each other. We're not a perfect family, but we're perfect for each other. We have flaws, we have issues, but we don't hold those things over each other's head. As a matter of fact, we help each other. We suggest things, we give advice, we send info all the time back and forth. It's really great. I mean, if I were not a part of the family, then I would really want to be a part of it. But yeah, so we choose our vacations always by throwing things up in the air. Those that want to have input, they have input. Those that don't, they don't. They just trust what's being said and what's being done. So we always suggest places to go. We put that in the chat. We have a family chat and we have a holiday chat. The two being, the family chat is for everybody. The holiday chat is for those that chose to go on the holiday trip. That way we don't interfere with everybody's lives with our constant text messaging. So anyway, we place, our thoughts in the group, and we get feedback, and we have, like, my sister's really great with information. So she gets on and she checks stuff out and she find places and she get, in that state or country that we're talking about, and then she send feedback and we give our information, we give our thoughts into her so that we can come up with the best trip, the best plans, the best prices, the best places to eat, itineraries off the chain. I'm gonna go ahead and say don't nobody do it like we do it. So we just got back from San Juan. It was a family of 14. Everybody did not go. Everybody cannot always go. There are things that come up and we understand you can't go. It is what it is. We don't hold it against them. We look forward to the next time and hopefully you could be on it. So we've chosen twice a year, usually around February and then Christmas. Christmas being because everybody's usually off. February is usually for those that just want to go. It's a love time. It's Valentine's usually. And it's just a time to get a good trip in at a good price. We always check prices. Prices matter. Yes, it does. We are not sitting on bank that we could just throw away. So we save, we always calculate, we always make sure we have the amount needed for the trip, and then we start saving on our budget to spend. There is a budget set daily. There's a budget set for food. There's a budget set for excursions. There's a budget set for anything fun. We always make sure we know what we're doing before we leave here. So again, We decide, we put input, we come together on what we think, and then we put it in motion. And so we have at least 10, 11 months to put it together, because it takes us about a month or two to decide where we're going. So we find our spot, we get it in motion, we start saving, we start buying flight tickets. We always start with flight tickets, just so you know. We start with flight tickets because if you don't have a flight ticket in advance, usually you're going to pay a lot. So we've already searched that out. So that's where we start. Then we start looking for housing. And after we stop looking for housing, get what we need and pay for that, then we start planning the actual trip. Line by line, precept above precept. Those that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so we get it all together, and we have reminders. We talk to each other. We send to-do lists. We have checklists on what you need to take on these different types of trips. We always make sure that we look out for each other. All families can't do it, but we are a family that can. So the other thing was, people say, how do y'all get along? Okay, so again, we are from, a close-knit family, and respect was tall in our family. Always has been, always will be. We have grown children. We have grandchildren. Respect is known. We don't disrespect one another. It's a thing my mom started with, and we carried on. Even though she's gone, we will not disrespect her name, even at this time. Nobody else can either. Let me throw that in. But yeah, so respect. We respect each other. We know that you're an adult. We know that you are our child or children. We just, the lines are there already, so we don't have to create them. And it's really big for me to know that I can go have a great trip, have a great time, be amongst my grown children, my grandchildren, my nieces, my nephews, my sisters, and everybody respect everybody. We've never had a fight on a trip. We've never had anyone cussing each other out on a trip, because again, we have boundaries. We respect each other, and we know we're here to have fun, not to create a mess, which we've never. So I can count on one finger like a fight as a kid with my sister. And trust me, mama fixed that. That didn't happen ever again. So with that being said, here we are grown. And I say that grown, meaning why would we fight now if we didn't fight then? But that's a whole nother video. So nobody acts up, nobody gets crazy. We have fun, we have good fun. We encourage each other to have fun. We encourage each other to, save and get out and do these trips, because we work. All of us are hardworking citizens. Everybody is working. All of us. We work, we save for our trips, and when we go on our trips, we have a good time. We have great ideas. We put them together. No big I's, no little U's. So that's very important. Ain't nobody sitting around saying, like, I'm better, I'm bigger, I said. No. We agree on what it is we're going to do. We put it in motion, and that's how we roll. We don't trump each other because I'm older, I said. We're all adults. Everybody's paying the same type of bills, so that makes us pretty much equal. What, again, matters is our respect. We respect each other. My kids will not cuss me or cuss me out. They will not. My nieces and nephews won't cuss me or cuss me out, because, again, the lines have been set so we can get along perfectly. We master these trips. We go through them. We have a good time. We encourage each other. Again, we switch up who's going to room with who. It's really good because we help each other along the way. We counsel each other. We give each other advice. Whether we take it or not, we give each other advice. We don't, try to knock you for not doing this or being that. We receive each other where we are. And that, I think, matters. So that was something that was really, I guess, pressing. A lot of people was like, oh, I wish we could. Me and my family can't. My family won't. My family don't get along. All families don't. So this is not me suggesting that you try this. No, this is me talking about my family. My family can, we do, we will. And that's just that. So again, we plan it together. Everybody pays for their own trips. We have a saving plan that has just been incorporated. And it's really great because, again, we're always informational. We're an information family. We try to help each other with those things that, you wouldn't think of on a trip. You wouldn't think of on a trip. All the way down to bug spray. You name it. Bring extra change. We have a list, a checklist. You got to go through the checklist. Different trips calls for different things. If you don't read the chat, if you don't look at the notes, that's on you. That means your bag is going to be less of what you need. You won't have everything because you didn't chime in. So we've had that happen too. People show up and they, oh, I didn't know we were supposed to bring that. Yeah, it was in the chat. So you have to be careful to listen and read your information as well. It's just really great that we can. We did the San Juan trip. The excursions were set up. We did one activity every day. We did one activity every day. Yes, that did. It cost. Every activity costs. Everything costs. So, and after our activity, we set aside a dinner time. Usually the hotels we have, if we do hotels, they have breakfast, some of them, most of them, because they're pretty much 4 or 5 star. But even if we do an Airbnb, we do breakfast. We cook breakfast, everybody eats. We don't spend a lot of money on frivolous things or things that don't matter amongst the trip. So you can use your money to do what you want, do it how you want, but there is always guidelines. So again, we fix breakfast. We make sure everybody eats. Those that eat breakfast, those that don't, get a cup of coffee, protein shake, whatever it is. Whatever floats your boat. It also makes our ship sail. So we do that. We did our excursions. We planned an excursion a day. I think being out and about 12 hours is a long time myself, but we did every day. We were out about 10 to 12 hours. We did our tour of the town. You always want to tour your town. Who don't want to know where they are and a little history about it? So we do that. We did that. That was fun. We learned a lot about San Juan, Puerto Rico. We saw how it began and we see what it is now. So that was very good. The pictures are amazing. The laughs were, I can't even tell you about the laughs. I'll have to show you through videos and pictures. But yeah, we absolutely enjoyed the trip. Food, of course, they speak Spanish there, a lot of them, but they're fluent in English. And we learned some Spanish, actually being there, just being amongst the culture. They're high in culture. They are high in family. Family matters to them. They're pleasant people. We didn't have any issues with anybody. I don't think we even ran into anybody angry. So that says a lot. You know, we didn't have any snooty, disrespectful people coming amongst us. None of that. All was well. So that was good. The food, again, was amazing. We enjoyed at least 2 meals a day out. At least 2 meals a day. If you didn't choose to eat, you didn't have to, We did a Christmas Eve bar crawl with 10 bars, y'all. We only made it to 4. Let's just say it was a 10 bar crawl. We only made it to 4. We had a great host, him and his partner. They took us to the Old San Juan where we were introduced into these different bars. We only made it to 4 again because that was enough fun for us. We're not high party animal people, but when we get amongst the party, we will party. So we enjoyed that. We danced. We had our libations. We don't overindulge because we know that's not good. That's not a good look for a picture. That's not a good look for you on the next day for the next picture. So again, we talk about all those topics and, we don't have any known alcoholics amongst us. So that's not an issue. We don't have any known drug addicts. That's not an issue. So again, we get along really good. And people always say to us, like, y'all always having fun. Y'all do this, y'all do that. But it's about respecting one another, respecting one another's space. Not trying to be, the head or run things, quote unquote. You don't have to run things. When things have already been set up for you, all you got to do is go by what's been set before you. The itinerary. The itinerary matters. I mean, if you want to steer away on a certain part of the itinerary, you're an adult, do that. But we always have an itinerary because we are time people. We like to be on a time schedule. If you don't know where you're going, then you're going to spend lose a lot of time looking for where you're going. We don't do that. We always know where we're going. We always have a map. If we don't have a map, we do have GPS. Again, we don't waste time. Time is not ours, so we don't try to waste it. We stay on schedule for the most part. Everything does not always sit in a time frame. So some things, lose a little time and you go to this event later or that show later. But we really do have a great time. We have married in people who have come in and become part of our family. Oh, it's great. They love it because they didn't have this and they like to be a part of the trips. And so, they don't have it's not like why we didn't go, why we didn't do. You knew what we were doing when we left. If you had something to say it before we leave. That way we can incorporate it. And so that's always, always, always a thing to remember. You don't let, people also jerk your chain. I don't want to go here. Okay, this is what we were doing before we don't have that problem. Everybody knows what's going on before they leave. Everybody knows where we're going. We've already looked it up on the internet. We see what they have to offer. We see what type of prices we're dealing with. When I tell you it's fine tooth, it's fine tooth. We just got back on the 28th from our 8-day trip to San Juan. We are already planning next Christmas. And it's important that you start planning when you get back, because you want to look at everything. You want to have everything set in stone. And again, when February get here, we'll start paying on our December trip. So this is just a cool way, guys. I said Tilson Talks and Travel was going to be about those conversations that people like to have or don't like to have. Also about travel, because we love to travel. We love to get out. We love to move around. We love to see the world. And we plan to see as much of it before we leave this earth. Now, we don't know what day that is, but we plan to see as much of it. I have myself already covered at least 40 states. So we are incorporating countries now and small islands and stuff like that. So yeah, almost all of us have passports, but those are just things you need to do as an adult. Get your passport. Make sure your stuff is up to date. Make sure you can move around. We don't have like felons and stuff like that. So we don't have that to really worry about. So, but each his own. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. And we do pay attention to those that may not have a passport. So we'll choose something that does not need a passport just yet and give them time to get what they need. But yeah, for the most part, we are a family of 25. It was, I think we might be back at 25. We've had a couple of births since my handsome son in the background passed, and my darling sister and mom. Family's still growing, so our numbers. And we have friends. We have a couple of friends of the family that's been with us for 40 or 50 years. So they travel with us too, and their family at this point, because, hey, we've broken bread almost 50 years together. So yeah, we have the family friends that go, but we don't take people that's not like us, kindred spirits. We don't take people that are not like us. So yeah, those are some of the things I wanted to touch base on. Because I have people that ask me those questions. I had a few people off this trip like, you got to tell me what y'all doing. You got to tell me how y'all do it. You got to tell me where you get the information from. It's all about research. Information is out there for everybody. It's not like we have some type of secret place that we go look. It's on the internet. And it's just great to be a part of a group that can go and not have any issues. So we look forward to our next trip. Again, we've already started planning. We have 3 or 4 spots on the table already. I'm open for wherever. As long as it's not a lot of repeating in the trips where we go, I'm okay with it. I'm one of them people. I can get in where I fit in. I don't have a problem. So those are things that we did already for our Christmas trip. Those are things that we implemented. I hope I answered a couple of questions that people had already asked me about this. And, we look forward to the next trips. I am going to upload more video because we have so much video, so many pictures. Oh, we did a Christmas Day photo shoot. It was really great. We went on the beach. We did a photo shoot. We did individual photo shoots. We did family photo shoots. And I'll place a few of them in the chat as well. That way you all can see that. But it was really, really, really fun, y'all. I pray that, more families can get on and be a part of Christmas trips. We just look for the warmth. You know what I'm saying? We're here with cold months, at least 5 months out of the year. So let us go get something warm for Christmas. We celebrate together. We celebrate Christ always. We know what Christmas is about. And to us, it's about Jesus Christ being our Lord and Savior, as well as family. So That's important to us. So again, I hope I answered those questions for you that did ask. And for those that didn't ask, hope it was informational for you and your family. Talk soon.